It shouldn't come to a surprise to you that in 2023, the biggest attack that is happening on young people is happening to young men. The world is full of propaganda, hatred, and lies, and whenever someone comes along and speaks real truth or real wisdom, they are put in jail, they are tarnished, and they are labeled as extreme or as toxic, and that masculinity is bad. Simply for having a different opinion than what they want you to have about masculinity gets you thrown in jail in 2023. On the other hand, you have masculine leadership that is paraded everywhere, like Logan Paul, whose wife has more bodies than a Call of Duty lobby, and is apologizing to her publicly for her being a certain way. So, in this video, I want to break down the biggest things that are going to get in your way as a young man climbing to success, so that way you're aware of what's going on and you can avoid them. The biggest thing that I've learned as a young man, I'm 23 years old right now, and I come from absolutely nothing. I've built myself up over these last 5 years, is that there is an uphill battle that you are going to face. However, in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 things that if you can avoid and if you can be aware of them beforehand, you can keep out of the way and you can stay safe and keep on that path to building and becoming great. By the end of this video, not only will you understand the lies and the propaganda and the traps to avoid, but you will know exactly what you need to do, because sometimes knowing what not to do is actually more powerful than someone telling you, do this and do that. So guys, let's jump right in. Trap number 1 is making girls your number 1 priority. This is genuinely one of the biggest traps in the world and the over-sexualization of our society. Guys, you get on your phone and everywhere you look is just ass thrown in your face and half-naked girls and OnlyFans. And for example, I watched the Dylan Dennis fight the other day, and there's literally ring girls that are promoting a alternative version of OnlyFans, and you can subscribe to the whatever the alternative version is, and you can see those ring girls naked on the app. This event is being watched by children, and this is being pushed in front of people. So with that happening, it is very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that that is all life is about. Women, sex, lust, chasing all these people. And I'm telling you, it is a trap, and it is something that will destroy people. In the Bible, it says many such women have destroyed kings, and it's very true. That wisdom rings true. I've never seen something as dangerous to a successful young man as the wrong woman. There's a great saying of, if you give a man food, comfort, consistently, he will forget all of his dreams and aspirations and throw them out the window. And it's very, very true. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not one of these red pill guys that is going to sit here and trash women. Guys, I think there's nothing more valuable than having the right woman in your life. When you're a young man, and even guys, if you're a teenager, you're not going to be able to get the girl of your dreams. It's just not going to happen. Unless you want to just settle down in your Ohio town or whatever, cool, that can work. You can still, I'm sure, find the right woman there. But if you have aspirations of building yourself up to be this great man, being wealthy and achieving all these things, the type of woman that you're going to get is more than likely going to be like 5 years younger than you, and she's going to just be in her 20s, 21, 22, while you're 28, 27, whatever the age gap is, and you're now successful and you can now compete. Guys, I live in Miami, and I can tell you right now, no matter what you think of me watching these videos, I'm in good shape. I make good money. I'm 6 foot tall. I would like to think that I'm decent looking, and I struggle to compete for not all women, don't get me wrong, I can do well, but the upper echelon, I'm talking your model girls, you know where they're at? They're on private jets. They're on yachts with billionaires. Though those girls are not the ones that you really want, you're not gonna make those girls wives. My point is, my time is better used building myself up, making money, and actually doing great things, instead of chasing these girls, following these girls on Instagram, that 1, I can't get at this stage in life. 2, it's a waste of my time. And 3, it's only going to distract me and take away my focus. Trap number 2 is not comparing yourself to others and being mediocre. And yes, I said not comparing yourself. I'm sure you've heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. While that may be true, we don't want to be joyful. We don't want to be fucking happy if we want to be great. If you really want to be great, you need to compare yourself to the top dog in whatever space you want to be in and ask yourself, why am I not as good as that person? If you are in internet marketing, who's the best? If you are in logistics, who's the best? If you are in fighting, who's the best? Why are you not that guy? Why is he better than you? That is how you get good, my friend, okay? You don't get good by saying, oh, I'm happy with the way I am. I am the way I am. I'm comfortable in my own skin. Confidence and being sure in yourself and believing in yourself are different than understanding that someone is farther ahead of you and then figuring out why that they are farther ahead of you. And this is one of the biggest lies that you are told in normal society, is that, oh, don't compare yourself to them, or don't compare yourself to others. Maybe that's good for girls and their looks and them taking Instagram Instagram pictures. But for you as a young man, you should be comparing yourself. Compare yourself to me. Could you beat me up? Do you make more money than me? Do you get better girls than me? Do you drive a nicer car than me? Do you have a better life than me? I don't know. If you do, awesome. And then I need to be looking up to you and comparing myself. But if you don't, you need to reverse engineer why you don't and then figure out how to get those things if that's what you desire. Again, it's good to have friends from day one, but like your poor friends that have bad mindsets and bad attitudes, you're comparing yourself to them and you're feeling good about yourself. Oh, I'm in college with all these idiots and they just smoke weed all day and I'm working, I'm making $5K a month. That's awesome. That's very good. It's a good start. However, you should not feel accomplished because you are better than losers. Being better than losers doesn't mean anything. You should only feel accomplished if you are as good as the best, or you're close to the best, not I'm better than the 99%. There's a reason the 1% compares themselves to the 0.00001% instead of the 99%. You have to compare yourself to the other best and the other greats, and you have to reverse engineer why you're not where they are, what do they do better than you, and how can you get what they have. Trap number 3 that young men fall into is having no clarity. Step number 1 to hitting shots that you take is being able to see the target. If you cannot see what you're aiming at, how are you ever going to hit it? And that is exactly what a lack of clarity is. It's a lack of vision. It's a lack of focus. It's a lack of knowing where that North Star is of where you want to go. And unfortunately, most young men don't understand the importance of having a plan, a goal, a vision, and knowing where you want to be. If you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, where are you going to be in 5 years? I don't know. Exactly. You're not in control of that. You're going to meander your way through life of being average and just drifting with the way life goes and working this shitty job and dating this shitty girl and all these awful things because you simply lack clarity and focus on where you need to go. If you have ambition and you have great ambition and desire to be all of these things, but you lack clarity, you want to be great, but you don't know what you want to be great at. You want to be the best, but you don't know what you want to be the best at. And you need to know these things because the law of attraction and the mental power that you have and the power that your thoughts hold is insane, okay? It is insanely powerful. But if you don't know what you want and you can't see it clearly in your mind, you will never get it. The reason that I was not wealthy when I was 16, 17, 18, even 19 years old was because I lacked clarity. I didn't even know that you could make money online. If I didn't know, how was I supposed to do it? And then I moved to Miami. I turned 21. I moved here. Oh my God, there's Lambos everywhere. There's yachts everywhere. There's people making millions of dollars. Do you know what I did? I saw that it was possible. That became my North Star. That became my clarity of like, this is what I want. And then I fucking got it because I saw it and because I could see it, it happened. So if you lack clarity right now, you're watching this video, which is a great step. You now are aware of the level that you can get even at 23. But you also need a plan in place to get to where you want to be and to reach that level. Trap number 4 that I would say is maybe one of the most dangerous things ever is the fact that most young men are falling into hedonism at this current moment. Hedonism is simply just living a life of pleasure. Your sole goal is pleasure, dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Pornography, junk food, running through girls, drinking, partying, clubbing, all of these things can be fun like in a one-off or an occasion. But if that's a consistent habit of yours, you've kind of got something broke up here. Hedonism is defined as the pursuit of self-indulgence, which society tells you is great, okay? Oh, queen, just go take care of yourself, queen. Get what you want, queen. Like all this bullshit you see on TikTok is not what you want to do. If you really, really, really are watching this video and you want to be elite and you want to be a very competent young man, you need to get as far away from hedonism as possible. You need a lack of dopamine. You need to make your dopamine feed you from work, feed you from fighting, getting punched in the face. I don't know if you guys can tell and if the lighting shows, my whole nose is like blue and purple right now and a bit swollen. My knuckles are bruised, right? This is what gives me dopamine. I don't want to go to the club at all. The most hedonistic thing I do is I go out on yachts in Miami and I eat a bunch of mushrooms. That's it. The point is hedonism and pleasure and just living this life of like indulgence over and over and over is not good. Because at the end of the day, pleasure is a good thing. The feeling of pleasure, oh, I'm driving this nice car, it's pleasurable. But when you just smash that button in your brain over and over and over and over, we're not designed to live that way. Think of the people that lived thousands of years ago. Their pleasure was maybe you have a warm bed to sleep in at night. And that was like crazy to them. But now we have music. We have all these crazy foods. Like if you go to dinner every night in Miami, the amount of stuff that you can eat is ridiculous. And it gets to the point where it doesn't even taste good because you've just overloaded your dopamine system in your brain with like all this different flavored crap crap that you're eating. Women are the same way. If you don't believe me, go sleep with 100 girls in the next 30 days and see if you even want to look at a girl after that. I guarantee you, if you don't make your brain actually become addicted to that, you won't want to, because it's not good for you, and your brain knows that and your soul knows that. If you keep smashing the fucking pleasure button, it leads to nothing but bad. The point of building wealth and the point of you working hard is not for pleasure, 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 pleasure. That's what destroys these people, especially in Miami. You see these guys just going clubs, bottles every weekend. Do you think it's fun? It's not fun. I've done it. It's literally not fun at all, because my dopamine is not hijacked by impressing other people and doing stuff like that. That destroys you, because you fall into a trap of just bad negative energy, and it sucks you of everything that you have. What you need to do instead is you need to get away from hedonism. You need to get into working hard and getting joy from the grind. Get joy from suffering. Get joy from working hard, running in the rain, lifting, fighting, sparring until you puke. Like, that stuff, genuinely, I'm not trying to sound like a hard ass. Like, David Goggins says this a lot, like, find joy in the pain. And there is more pleasure in that than there is in these cheap, meaningless pursuits. So guys, those are the 4 traps that I think you should avoid as a young man. And remember, you're on a good path. It's really, really easy to ruin that path. And it takes one mistake, whether that's with a woman or whether that's with you drive drunk one night, or guys, there's so many things that can destroy you. You have to be sharp. You have to remain sharp and understand, and I'm not saying this for YouTube likes, you are kind of under attack. Masculinity and strong, independent young men are not what the system wants, because the system wants you to be weak and malleable. And if you are a strong young man that opposes things and has his own opinions and stands for what he believes in, you are labeled as dangerous. So don't forget that, and make sure you guys continue on the path and you keep building. So I'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace.